grandes músicos, que todos ustedes ya lo conocen por una banda legendaria como lo es Supergrass. Ahora tienen un proyecto alterno muy interesante, muy divertido, de HotRats. First of all, it's an honor. Thank you very much for having this interview.
Gracias. Hola, hello. Yeah.
Gracias.
Cool. Now, the first question, the HotRats. How do you, and who came with the idea, okay, let's start doing a new project about cover versions?
Well, I don't know if it was as simple as just coming up with the idea. I don't know. We were just playing as a two-piece band, while Mick, our bass player of Supergrass, was mending his back because he had an accident. So we were playing these kind of little fun gigs, and Nigel Godrich came along and saw us play and said, "Why don't you come to the studio and we'll have some fun and make some music." So, and I don't think we knew until we went into the studio that we'd start kind of recording classic songs and putting our own sort of stamp on them.
It was like an idea of just having some fun for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We chose the best songs that we were DJing these songs and some of that stuff. So it was just a way of having really good fun in the studio and really quick.
Awesome. And how was the chemistry with a great producer, Nigel Godrich?
He's a friend of ours. We've known Nigel for about 10 years, really, on and off. And yeah, I think he just wanted to do a really quick, fun sort of album, and it's a good way to do that.
Yeah, connected pretty quick. I think within the first kind of couple of hours of working on the first song, maybe I think it was "Can't Stand It," the Lou Reed song. We just kind of started playing around, and it just kind of worked, And I think he was getting sounds really quickly that were real quality, and I was kind of had the headphones on, sort of playing, going, "This sounds fucking great," And so it really fueled us,
Now, what do you think is the key to do a version cover?
The key? Well, it's very complicated. No. I think just to, we really tried not to try and make them sound identical or, try and copy the song. So I think it's got to be your interpretation of it.
Forget a little bit about the original, and some of the parts, we were making up new parts, instead of, the existing guitar parts that were there, we just put new things on or change it to acoustic or change it to a piano or, just do things that were more us and less like the original.
Now, do you have the opportunity to show the songs to some of the original ones that sing the song?
Yeah, it was great actually. Robert Smith apparently was he liked the version of Love Cats, and apparently Ray Davis heard the Big Sky and thought it was cool. And Chris Difford as well from Squeeze.
And Jim Morrison heard Crystal Ship. He was quite into that.
Now, there's one cover that you did it, and then at the final cut, you didn't make the version of the album?
Was there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. We did a song, Oh yeah, West End Girls by Pet Shop Boys.
Yeah.
But it was quite a weird. It's kind of like quite a heavy kind of rocky sort of song. And it was good. I don't know. And also, there's one called Mirror in the Bathroom. I don't know if is that on. No. It's not on the album, but it's on as a download, I think.
Yeah. Also, I think Drive My Car is not here, right? And you did it.
We did that. Just me and Gaz produced that for a TV advert to generate some funds for the band.
That right now is totally necessary. I mean, there's no way people can criticize to try to do something else with your songs. I mean, the song's still the same, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's not our song. It wasn't our song anyway. So
you were obviously, but
but I think it's because we didn't work with Nigel on that one. It sort of didn't really fit the album, So it's because it's kind of the HotRats is like a 3-piece really. Because Nigel's kind of a part of the band.
Awesome. Now, also for all the Supergrass fans, I know that you also are gonna release a new Supergrass album. Release the Drums, right?
Could be called that. Yeah, it's a working title. Yeah.
Oh, it's a working title. Okay. Tell us a little bit. What could we expect about this new album?
Well, we haven't finished it yet, so I mean, we're moving on with it. I suppose we're, we did a few sessions back in May, and so we just kind of, we've had a different kind of interruptions and different projects to do. So it's but we're just going to get home and do some more writing and hopefully get something out. I don't know, end of this year, maybe next year.
How is the creating process when you start doing a new studio album?
Well, Yeah, it depends. The last album we did was we kind of wrote all the songs and then went into a studio fairly quickly and did it. But this one we sort of experimented a bit more and went into studio with just sort of basic ideas of jamming songs. Yeah, and some work and some don't. So we just have to sort of work out which are the good ones and then maybe write a few more songs. And,
Cool. Is there something that you learn here with the Hot Rat that you didn't learn with Supergrass?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, just stylistically, I suppose, working with Nigel, he's kind of got very good taste levels and the way he approaches sounds and recording, music is it was kind of quite inspiring. So I think definitely some of that, came into the Supergrass stuff. But it's part of working with Nigel is he's been doing it for so long and he had his own studio with his own equipment and all this kind of. So you just have to get inspired by a great session, and that's kind of what it was.
Awesome. And now talking about these songs, which version cover it could be the most difficult one to do? Like the one that when you finish it, you were like, oh yes, dude, we just finished this.
What the most hard work?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Let me have a look.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them were.
Any of them are really hard work. I mean, Fight Feel Right. We started playing it maybe more similar to the Beastie Boys version with the kind of riff going in the background and it was a lot heavier. And then I think after maybe half an hour or so, we thought it wasn't working, so we'll try it with acoustic guitar and maybe make some new chords of our own and make our own vocal melody. And so it didn't take a long time, but it sort of took some thought to kind of get it to where it is, and that was kind of satisfying.
Most of the songs took a day to do, really. So, sometimes we did 2 a day. Yeah. So the whole thing took 2 weeks of recording. So
okay, that's awesome. And now the plan about the Hot Rats, is it in a long way plan, or you just did this album and you don't know if you're gonna release another one as the Hot Rats?
Yeah, it's hard to think about it in a long-term sort of view, really, because when we did it, we didn't know. I mean, we didn't know we'd be here in Mexico City, kind of talking on TV about it. It's kind of crazy, really, because we didn't think it would be an album necessarily. We just started and see where it took us. So
it's been really good fun. We've been on a 3-week tour. We started in Tokyo, and then we've been in America and here, and we're going to Paris, and it's just it just works quite well because it's quite easy to tour, and we've only got a couple of crew with us and stuff. So it's simpler, but
I think the Hot Rats is now a concept. It's something that will be around, the Hot Rats. But whether next album is going to be an album or it could be a weird soundtrack or I think we're going to be about doing kind of projects that are kind of interesting. So maybe not just another covers album. Maybe we will. I don't know. It has to be a great idea.
It's important to explore artistic ways beside just like a band, right?
Yeah. Or like kind of children's nursery rhymes, maybe. I don't know. Just some crazy ideas.
songs for the deaf.
Yeah.
Songs for the deaf. Now, okay, for me, one of the if I have to make a top 20 of songs in the last 20 years, one that has to be there is All Right. What do you think that, or why do you think that make that connection with the crowd? That particular song?
I don't know. I think it was just really catchy as well. It's probably the main thing.
Yeah.
But it's got a kind of, it probably caught on with the kids quite well because it's a kind of about a song kind of growing up and leaving home and becoming yourself and yeah. But God, sometimes you just don't know why. I don't think when we wrote it and when it came out, we didn't really think it would be a massive
Really?
song. No.
I remember being in the studio and we were recording that whole album, Ice Coco. Yeah, I don't ever remember it feeling like the producer that we were working with was kind of focusing on All Right more than anything else. It was just another song, So yeah, it's just timing, You release a song. When we released that song, we were touring in America, and so we didn't know what was happening. We got back home and then suddenly kind of old ladies would sort of get your autograph on the street and shit. So it was kind of quite a shock, So you just don't know why it happens, Timing and luck and a good song.
And good musicians. Well, yeah, come on. Well, no, de nada. How's your Spanish? You learned something Spanish.
I can say hola, gracias, poco poco. I like the poco poco. I like it.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. It's a real honor to talk with you. Congratulations. Really, Turn Songs. It's a great album. The songs that you choose was amazing. And I really like that you didn't choose like the famous songs of each one, but you choose like interesting songs. Not
that's what we try to do, yeah.
So that's awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks
Anything you
so
want to
much.
say to all your fans here in Mexico?
Well, I'm sorry it's taken so long, and we're just happy to be here. And maybe we'll see you a lot more often from now on.
Yeah. We're going to try and become more friends.
Yeah.
And come over every year or two.
Awesome, pues bueno, ya lo vieron, la verdad muy buen material discográfico, consigan y escuchen a The HotRats y además estén al pendiente porque también próximamente